Capitol Hill on a Friday night. Wildrose is thriving.
That's the Dutch mule, yeah.
Riley Durkee is serving drinks and belonging.
Knowing the history definitely contributes to wanting to do a good job and wanting to be friendly.
At 30 years old, Durkee is still a decade younger than the bar she stands behind.
It feels like a little bit more than bartending, I guess.
I'm just trying to make it clear.
The Wildrose has been a cornerstone for beers and queers.
It was kind of a new concept.
Since Briar Herrick and 4 friends came up with the idea in 1984.
We're going to make a change. We're going to have a women's bar that has windows, that has food, that has light, that advertises, that has a community presence, and where our families are welcome.
Herrick says they were done hiding gay establishments in back alleys and behind closed doors. So the Rose, as the bar's regulars call it, opened on New Year's Eve.
It was really exciting.
Back in the 80s, there were around 200 lesbian bars like the Wildrose open and operating across the U.S. Fast forward to today, and that number has dropped to 34, spread out across only 17 states and the District of Columbia.
Some drag kings.
In Seattle, co-owners Martha Manning and Shelley Brothers continue to carry the torch.
It's a legacy. It does feel like that. So I just, keeping that going is just, it's everything.
Keeping the Wildrose going is personal for its owners.
It's a lot of my identity. It's a lot of my history. It's given me my closest friends, my wife. I believe in what we do, and I want to keep it going.
I think the reason we've held on so long is just because we were determined to do it.
That determination led the Rose to survival during the pandemic. The push to keep it open, to go against the trend, continues. Many lesbian bars don't last.
Disparity of income, I think the way women and men socialize sometimes vary and differ.
Who owns women's bars? I mean, it's typically women.
Dr. Jen Self is a lecturer in gender, women, and sexuality studies at the University of Washington.
Lesbians in this country have always been working. Been working class, been mothers, so as gay men built their spaces and were used to being able to be, at least in public as men, women didn't have that same thing.
Regardless of the reasons these bars struggle, one thing is clear. The need for a space like the Wildrose is there.
In 2012, I moved here, and the first place we went was the Wildrose because we were like, that's the lesbian bar that we looked up. And ever since then, it's been a very important place.
That need, having lasted 40 years, seems it will survive for the next generation.
All my best friends are queer, gay ladies, so it's just a nice place we get to go. I'm so happy that even though you grew up in a different place, you brought me here and you raised me here, so I get to have places like this.
A Wildrose, by any other name, would smell as sweet, as long as it stays true to the founding vision.
I like the idea of gay bars. I like the idea of a women's bar. I like a place where when I go in there, I know it's going to be my people, it's going to be my allies.
With photojournalist Joseph Huerta, for Facing Race, Kendra Gilbert, King 5 News.